So this evening we are looking at angles between lines, and the first one we want to look at is angles on a straight line. And if you have a straight line and you have another straight line touching the previous straight line, the two straight lines they meet at a point. Let's call the point X. So if they meet at point X, here if we have angle A and the other side of the point we have angle B, the sum of A and B will be equal to 180. And that's why we say sum of angles in a triangle is sum of angle on a straight line is 180 degrees. So if I have a straight line and I have another line touching it, this angle A and the other angle, let's say 120, they are supplementary, which means that their sum will be equal to 180. Two angles are said to be supplementary when their sum is 180 degrees. So if their sum is 180 degrees, A will now be equal to 180 minus 120 degrees. And that will give me A equal to 60 degrees. Even if they turn the triangle and if they turn the straight line and we have three angles on it, this is A, this is 80 degrees, and this is 50 degrees. So the sum of the three angles will still be 180 degrees because the three angles, they are on a straight line. So we are going to have A plus 80 plus 50 degrees will be equal to 180 degrees. That is sum of angles on a straight line. So from here we are going to have A plus 130 degrees equal to 180 degrees. So A will be equal to 180 degrees minus 130 degrees. Then A will be equal to 50 degrees. Now, if you look at the example 3 there, the three angles 25B and 75, they are on a straight line. I mean this straight line. So their sum, B plus 25 plus 75, will be equal to 180, sum of angles on a straight line. That means B will be equal to 180 minus the addition of this and this, which is 100. And in that case, B will be equal to 180 minus 100. That will give us 80 degrees. So the next one we are looking at is vertically opposite angle. You have vertically opposite angles when you have a straight line crossed by another straight line so that they form something like a cross or X. So four angles will be formed at the center. We have angle A, B, C, and D. If you look at angle A and C, they are facing each other. Then B and D, they are facing each other. So the angles facing each other, we call them vertically opposite angle. That means A and C, they are vertically opposite. The implication is that vertically opposite angles are equal. So A will be equal to C. Also, B and D, they are vertically opposite. The implication is that B will be equal to D. So let's take some examples. If you look at the example on the board, actually it is easier for us to calculate C because C and 52, they are vertically opposite. They are vertically opposite. So that means C will be equal to 52 degrees. The reason is that they are vertically opposite. D and E, they are also vertically opposite. But for us to get either D or E, we have to get one of them first. So to get D, we use sum of angle on a straight line because this is a straight line. This is a straight line. And on this straight line, I'm having D and 52. So that means D plus 52 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. So D will be equal to 180 degrees minus 52 degrees. And that will give us 8, 12, 128 degrees. Since we have been able to get an answer for D, Therefore, E is equal to D because they are vertically opposite. Then E will be equal to 128 degrees. Now, if you have a straight line, another straight line, another straight line, another straight line, and all the straight line they meet at a point, you are going to have an angle here, A, B, C, and D. Since the four angles meet at a point, their sum, A plus B plus C plus D, will be equal to 360 degrees. So sum of angle at a point is 360 degrees. So we're going to look at some examples. Example 1, we're going to have this diagram. We're having this diagram, and in this diagram, we have 120 here, 120 degrees. Here is 140 degrees, and here we are looking for Y. So to get Y, since the three angles they meet at a point, we say Y plus 120 plus 140 equal to 360. Sum of angle at a point is 360 degrees. Y plus 260 degrees will be equal to 360 degrees. So if you collect like times, we are going to have Y equal to 360 degrees minus 260 degrees, and Y will be equal to 100 degrees. So that is how to solve question on angles at a point. So we can also have the question in this form. Number 2, we can have the question in this form. We have a straight line crossed by another straight line, and we have another straight line here. So we have another straight line there, and here we have 100 degrees. Here you have G, and down here we have F. Here and here we have 33 degrees and H. So we are going to look for the values of the letters. Now the easiest is G. The easiest is F, because F and 100, they are vertically opposite. You can see that this straight line and this one cross each other. So F will be equal to 100 degrees because they are vertically opposite. Then G plus 100 will be equal to 180. The reason is that the two angles, this one and this one, they're on this straight line. They're on this straight line, as you can see. So that means G will be equal to 180 minus 100. G will be equal to 80 degrees. Then H plus 33. These two angles are facing G. So they are equal to G because they are vertically opposite with G. That means H plus 33 will be equal to 80 degrees, since G is equal to 80 degrees here. So H will be equal to 80 degrees minus 33 degrees, and H will be equal to 4. That's 47 degrees.